welcome back to my channel. It's your girl again, CY. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an oldie, thank you so much for sticking with me, and you're welcome also. In today's video, we'll be discussing 5 questions you should consider before you say those magical words, I do. The thought of getting married can fill one's heart with a lot of excitement and joy. And sometimes it could make you not to be able to see beyond the surface. Before you say those words, I do, to your partner, you need to consider the 5 questions I am going to be discussing today. You need to see beyond the surface. It can be very tough to do this because our heart might incline us to see only what we want to see. But you have to be intentional about this. You have to be very careful so as to be able to perceive your man's true nature, so that you'll be able to perceive your woman's true nature. So we'll be considering 5 questions you need to give thought to. Number 1, is he industrious? Very important. Your man, is he hardworking? Does he have the hustling spirit? Or is he a lazy head who wants to be fed at all times? Is he someone who is a financial liability to everybody around him? Is he somebody who is not willing to work hard to take care of himself and take care of you and the family you're going to build? There's a difference between being in an unemployed state, looking for a job, and just being there, lazing around. They are two different things. Some guys are so comfortable in their comfort zone. They don't want to strive, they don't want to work hard to take care of themselves. They just want to relax as far as they have people who are willing to lend them money at all times. And you, as a lady dating a man who always asks you for money every other week, if you don't send this guy money, you are sending up to 500k, 100k, 50k, 20k, as low as 10k. So you need to ask yourself this question: is my man willing to do at least menial jobs to take care of himself before the big job comes around? Or is he just there sitting and waiting for manna to fall from heaven? He just feel like, I will wait. No, I am too big to do this kind of a job. No, with all my degree, not in Nigeria. If your man is always talking about, with all my degree, I'm too big to do this, all my degree, I'm too big to do that. In this country, you need to ask yourself this question and give yourself an honest answer. Don't allow love to make these decisions for you. Don't allow your heart to make these decisions for you. You need to be very careful so as not to make a mistake you will end up regretting. Because marriage, in marriage, you pay bills every other day. You have your children's school fees to take care of. You have feeding expenses. You have to pay for light. You have to pay for water. You have to pay for medical bills. You have to clothe yourself. You have to pay for rent. You have to do this. You have to do that. Now, if this whole burden is rested on just one person, that person will definitely get tired. So you should consider this question very carefully. Is my man or is my woman industrious? Is it someone that wants to at least learn a trade to be able to take care of us? Is it someone that has the hustling spirit? You should ask yourself these questions. And if the answer to this question is a big yes, kudos to you. Let's move to the next question. Is he verbally or physically abusive? So many people today find themselves in an abusive marriage where you cannot even talk. In fact, if your spouse is angry with you, the next thing you receive is slap. That's the least. Slap, a beating, abusive speech. Are you dating someone who, whenever he's angry, he uses abusive speech on you and calls you bad names? Are you dating someone who is always hitting you at every provocation? Bear in mind, there is no form of abuse that should be considered common. For example, you are dating this guy, and because you guys have a very minor issue, or let's even say you are planning your wedding, because the stress of planning a wedding can be very overwhelming on the couple, especially financially. When you want to do this, you want to do that. In fact, when you've already crossed your budget, you guys are stressed financially, and you bring up a suggestion, baby, can we do this? And your guy will be like, you started again, and the next thing he will give you a death slap. Then your friends will be telling you, or your sisters will be telling you, this guy is hitting you now. We are worried about your safety in this month. You say no. You be like, no, he's a nice guy. If you get to know him, he's a very nice guy. Really, he's a very sweet person. He was just angry, that's why. Besides, it was just a slap. Auntie, I laugh at you in Swahili. Eh? He will break your head one day and you will say because he's angry. If somebody cannot control his or her anger, and the next thing is slap, insult, that's not good. So I beg of you, okay, you should consider this question very carefully. Is your spouse someone that uses abusive speech at all time? If he's angry, you should be very careful in making these decisions. You should be truthful to yourself. Don't be hasty in making these decisions. You have to prayerfully consider them. Marriage is a union of two people, and if you want your marriage to last, you have to invite God into it, and you have to prayerfully consider these questions. Is he or she verbally or physically abusive? Is he or she industrious? If your answers to these questions are he's industrious, she's not abusive, let's move to the next question. Do our goals align? Very important. So many people today, after 13 years of marriage, 12 years of marriage, 10 years of marriage, 5 years of marriage, they'll be like, this marriage cannot work. We don't have the same goal. We are not looking in the same direction. No, it can't last. So we say our destiny does not align. Are you serious? Are you for real? These are things you should have considered when you were dating. These are questions you should have discussed. You should have considered this thing. You guys should discuss your goals together when you are dating. And if you realize that, oh, my spouse is extremely materialistic. Oh, my spouse is just he does not know when to stop. He wants to achieve everything this world has to offer. And I am not like that. Can we work together? If your answer is yes, you're good to go. I mean, nobody should tell you what you can take and what you cannot take in this aspect. If you feel our goals are okay together, I can work with you, you can work with me, good. But if your goals does not align, please, you should reconsider to avoid having a broken marriage after so many years, to avoid breaking your home and leaving your children stranded. So you should please consider this question very carefully. And the fourth question is, how does he or how does she treat his or her family? This is a very important aspect you should give your careful consideration to. Really, I love my family so much. Like my my family means a lot to me. My mom, my dad, my siblings, I love them so much. I get angry at them sometimes. We resolve our issues, but I love them so much. I can't get married to somebody who does not know the value of family. And for that reason, the person will, in one way or the other, restrict me from showing my family the love that they deserve. So if your partner treats his family like trash, or like he treats them like they are always disturbing him or they are always disturbing her, I mean, you should consider this very carefully. If you're someone who has good family values, you will know how important your family is, and you want your spouse to treat your family in such a good manner as well. I read on Facebook some days back A lady said she broke up her engagement with her fiance because when he took her to his mom's house to visit the mom was actually selling vegetables at the market, and the house where she stays, like, the moment it starts raining, her house gets flooded. She broke up the engagement, and people are like, why? What's your reason? Is it because mom's selling vegetables? It's more than that. It's beyond selling vegetables. The reason is because this guy is rich. Like, he spends money on his friends. They can go for a night out and spend like a 1 million naira on drinks. He lives in a very good apartment in Lekki, and the mom is at where Ejibo selling vegetables at market, and her house is nothing to write home about. And you're a big boy. Some people will not see anything wrong in it. They'll be like, "Shebi na im mama. Does it really matter?" It will matter after you get married, because he will restrict you from taking care of your family. And if you're somebody who love your family so dearly, it will not make you happy. You will always be feeling sad. Or when you want to help your family, you will now start doing hide and seek. You'll be hiding to send money to your dad. You'll be hiding to send money to your mom. You'll be hiding to support your sisters in school. You'll be hiding to support your brother in school. Is that the kind of life that you want? So you should consider this question carefully. How does he or she treat his or her family? If your answer to this question is positive, that is, he or your spouse treats his family or her family in a good way, then you are good to go. That will move us to the last point for today. Does he have a good reputation? If he does, you are good. But how will you be able to ascertain if your partner does have a good reputation? Is by asking people around. When you hear people talk about him or talk about her, do they say nice things? Because even the Bible says good name is better than riches. The importance of having a good name cannot be overly emphasized. You need someone whose good name will promote you, whose good name will have a positive impact in your life, will have a positive impact in the life of your children. You need to be careful and be intentional about this, because marriage is not a child's play. It's not something immature minds venture into. By the time you get married, you realize that love is just an aspect of it. There are other aspects that can make your marriage work. So before you venture into that, you need to ask yourself these questions and many more. When you are satisfied with the answers you get, congratulations, you are good to go. But if you're not satisfied, if it's something you can talk to your mates about, if it's something your mates can actually work on and change, you are good to go. So we've come to the end of today's video. I hope my viewers actually benefited one or two things from this video. Kindly give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notification so that whenever I post a new video, you got to see it first. See you in my next video, guys. Bye.